So I think WebAssembly have like a lot of interesting edges where it's being used. For us as a company, like where we identified there were like 3 or 4 major ones. On one side, we have blockchain, which is they are kind of like the precursors for using like WebAssembly server side, I will say, are one of the first ones that realized the power of very easy sandboxing through that. So we have blockchain companies using WebAssembly server side to run secure smart contracts or smart contracts securely. That's on one front. On the other front, we have the CDN or edge computing space, which we can kind of like put all together, not just like CDNs, but like serverless, CDN, edge computing, and so on. So basically, like one of the trends that we are seeing right now is moving computation towards a more decentralized paradigm. So if until now, like computation was done in Google servers or Firefox or Amazon or Microsoft servers, and all the computation was done in servers that are very homogeneous, basically like it's always the same kind of chipset and the same kind of operating system. Right now, we are seeing a trend towards more heterogeneous systems. So for example, when 5G comes and we want to move computation towards antennas, these antennas don't have like x86 Intel chipsets. They might have ARM, or they might have like RISC-V in the future, or other kind of operating systems that are not Linux. So in that sense, moving computation towards those places is much more challenging. And WebAssembly is kind of like it's a nice abstraction to be able to run software on those places. So I commented blockchain. I commented serverless and edge computing. And the other one that I think is quite interesting, it's IoT. Basically, like on the sense of moving computing towards more devices, IoT is kind of like the obvious one that is growing. It's still very, very slow, but it's growing. And aside of that, one other field that I don't think it's related to any business, but is very important for developers, is to be able to create libraries that work anywhere. So the concept of universal libraries that can work in your language, either if this language is JavaScript or Rust or Go or Python, basically like being able to have a library that run anywhere, it's also like super, super powerful. So this is kind of like the use cases where we are seeing the usage of WebAssembly be more prominent right now. But it really, there are like tons to be honest. These are kind of like the 4 that I kind of like identify, especially as well when talking with investors and trying to see where can be like the gains if a company enters into this ecosystem.